Welcome back to Wade Stadium here as the Mankato Moondogs have beat the Duluth Huskies by a score of 4-2. Overall, both of these teams split the series here at Wade Stadium. Welcome in to the Crow's Nest here at Wade Stadium. I'm Max Stapleton, joined alongside Evan Popalis. And Evan, we were treated to a pretty fantastic game overall. Both starters look good. Jake Combs looked surprisingly good on the mound, and Donovan Schultz did his usual thing.
Yeah, both starting pitchers tonight did their job on the slab. Jake Combs, he was really confident in his second start for Duluth after taking a tough loss against La Crosse in his first outing on the mound for the Huskies. But Schultz, on the other side, a bumpy first inning, gave up a run to the Huskies, and you thought, was it going to be the mirror image of what we saw a night ago with Duluth really running away with it with 10 runs to the first 3 innings? That just wasn't the case. He bounced back nicely, one of the best pitchers throughout the entire Northwoods League. So both those guys went back and forth, and then it became a little bit of a track meet defensively throughout the night, and then Mankato able to prevail in that 8th inning.
We saw some fantastic defensive plays overall, especially Cam Frederick towards the end of that game with that diving grab over at second base. From the offensive side of things, Christian Campbell had himself a pretty good day overall, and so did Jonathan Vastine.
Yeah, I thought both those guys did a good job. Jonathan Vastine able to get on with a couple of base hits in this game. Christian Campbell didn't know if he was going to play in this game tonight after getting hit by a pitch and having to leave in last night's game. He had a great night as well, and you really wish, from a Huskies fan perspective, he would have had an opportunity, in the bottom of the ninth to come up to the plate with a chance to at least keep the Huskies in this game and get it going to continue. But overall, great night from those two guys, but at the end of the day, a loss is going to sting.
A loss always stings. The loss today actually went to Nolan Lebimov, his first of the season. He usually comes in these extremely high leverage situations. It was a high leverage situation for him, but he just didn't look totally right out on the mound.
And I think the familiarity in this series now with Lebimov for Mankato kind of did some damage against him on the mound tonight, because he did pitch a night ago. He only threw an inning, so you would think, yeah, he's good enough to go tonight. But that team is able to kind of reflect after the night that they had yesterday for the Moondogs and be able to bounce back. So they did that against Lebimov, and then Jake Christensen had the opportunity to come into the game for Duluth, and that's when Mankato really struck, and just not expecting to see it when those two guys are on the mound for the Huskies.
You talked about bouncing back. The Moondogs did just that. Last night the Huskies scored 14 runs. Tonight, only able to muster 2, and let's take a look at how it happened with some highlights packages from today's game. Let's start off in the top of the first inning. Combs gets his second strikeout of the game, followed by Christian Campbell in the bottom of the first. That RBI double got the scoring going for the Huskies.
Yeah, huge hit right there by Campbell, as coming home to score on that one was Vastine, getting the Huskies out in front, and then we thought that was going to potentially spark things for them, but then they were able to battle back. Talking about Mankato, you see a nice play right there by Frederick. It does lead to a run, and then grounded through the left side. It bounces off of the shortstop there, and Peyton Powell's going to get an RBI single.
And now with the Huskies having the lead, we head to the top of the 4th inning. After Powell hands that bat to a kid, Jake Combs just kept on dealing. You see that snap throw back to first. It was pretty close overall. And then in the top of the 6th, Mankato's another strikeout for Jake Combs before that. And then in the top of the 6th, Sherry over here hits a sacrifice fly to tie this game at 2. It was a close play for Jack Painter out in left field, but overall just wasn't enough.
Yeah, good effort there from Painter in left, eventually cut off there by Vastine. Big strikeout here for Caleb Glunt. Then he turns it over to Nolan Lebimov, who battles back to get out of the inning for a big strikeout. But then right here is the big hit on the night. McAdoo able to get a 2 RBI single as Mankato doubles up the Huskies on the scoreboard, and that is basically how it would end for the night.
This was a big double play in the top of the 8th. Cam Frederick, he was stellar in the glove all night long. Stepped on second for 1, on to first, double play. And then Pat Miner, look at this catch. Cam Frederick diving to his left side, throws to first. It's a little too late in the field for the Huskies, as they still end up losing this game by a 4-2. As you see the final out here, Amber and Wojtek striking out. Tyson Neighbors extremely pumped up out on the mound, the all-star closer. He got his 8th save of the year. It was just fantastic overall for Mankato. Now the Huskies head back to Mankato, Minnesota. They take 2 more games with the Moondogs. What should the Huskies be focusing on going into that game and then the all-star break?
And I think it's situational, especially in this head-to-head series against the Moondogs, because now 4-2 in favor of Mankato through the first 6 games, but the run differential has been oh so close. Only 2 runs separating these two sides. So it feels like some situational moments in tonight's game kind of haunted Duluth and leading to their demise overall in the night. And Mankato, they were more stellar in that regard for the most part.
Yeah, situational hitting has been a little bit of an issue for Duluth so far this year. So has men left on base. We'll give you the final lines for both teams today. For Mankato, 4 runs on 10 hits, 1 errors, and 9 men left on. For Duluth, 2 runs on 10 hits, 1 error, and also 9 men left on. So very similar games from those two aspects. The win tonight goes to Jacob Meyer, his first win of the season in relief. The loss goes to Nolan Lebimoff, his first loss in relief. And then Tyson Neighbors gets his 8th save of the year, as he's only a couple of days away from heading to Wisconsin Rapids for the All-Star break. For my co-broadcaster, Evan Popalis, we thank you so much for joining us tonight here in the Crow's Nest. I am Max Stapleton saying goodnight, everybody, and we'll see you soon.